Good morning. So today we are going to discuss timer 555 timer IC. So this is the timer dual inline package IC. So which is have 8 pin IC. So the pin description of the timer. So pin 1 is the ground pin and pin 2 is called the trigger input and pin 3 is the output and pin 4 is the reset and pin 5 is the control voltage, pin 6 is the threshold and 7 one is discharge and the 8th one is VCC. Okay, so this is the internal diagram of the IC 555 timer. So see the two comparator, upper comparator and lower comparator, that is using the operational amplifier. So two comparators are available and then control flip-flop, RS flip-flops and then two transistor Q1 and Q2 transistor. So Q1 transistor which is called discharge transistor and Q2 transistor is the reset transistor. Okay, then and inverter power amplifier is available in the output side of the timer IC. And internally there is available a voltage divider network, that is 3 resistors are connected in series. So 3 equal resistors, that is 5k resistors are connected in the series, so which is act as a voltage divider circuit. So in the two comparators, one of the input is connected with the voltage divider. See here, this is the upper comparator. So upper comparator is connected here. The inverted pin is connected with the 2/3 VCC and the lower comparator, its non-inverting terminal is connected with the connected by the 1/3 VCC. So this is acting as a one of the reference voltage for the each comparator. So this inverting pin, the 2/3 VCC is the reference voltage of this comparator, that is upper comparator, and 1/3 VCC is the connected with the non-inverting terminal, which is act as a reference voltage of the lower comparator. Okay, generally the timer can perform the two mode of operations. So one is astable mode and other one is monostable mode. So first we will discuss monostable mode operations. So what is monostable mode operation? So the monostable mode which have the one stable state and one unstable state, or it is called quasi stable state. So this circuit have the one stable state and another quasi stable state. So okay, so this is the Okay, this is the monostable mode operation circuit. So the R1 resistor is connected between the VCC and threshold pin of the timer IC, that is 7th pin, and here 6th and 7th pins are short circuited, and trigger input, that is 2, is the trigger input. So let's we see the operation of the monostable operation, monostable mode operation. So this is the monostable mode operation circuits with the internal circuits, internal function blocks. Excuse me. Okay. Now, so the two comparators are there. Generally, before that, before going to monostable mode operation, so two comparator and one control flip-flops are there. So let's we see the this operation. So in the upper comparator, lower comparator. So whenever the upper comparator produce the logic 1, the control flip-flop S becomes 1. So the flip-flop output is Q. The Q becomes 1 and Q bar becomes 0. So in 0, that is in this case, so we have taken the flip-flop Q bar output is taken here. So Q bar is here acting as a output. So when the lower comparator produce logic 1, so S becomes 1, R input becomes, so it is 0. So the Q becomes 1 and Q bar 0. So 0 output is given to the inverting amplifier. So we can get the in the output pin of 3 high. So because this is the inverted amplifier, so whatever we are giving, so it will be inverted, and then we get in the inverted output in the pin number 3. So what is the role of this Q1 transistor, which is called discharge transistor? So Q1, so whenever the base get the voltage, that is whenever the Q becomes high, the Q1 on. So it is in saturation and region. So the Q1 is becomes on. So if the Q1 is on, so the whatever here connected, the device is going to grounded. So on the reset transistor, Q2 is used to completely reset the timer operation. So okay, let's move on to the monostable operation. So see here, so in the upper comparator, lower comparator. So in the upper comparator, inverting terminal reference voltage is 2/3 VCC, and the lower comparator non-inverting terminal is the 1/3 VCC. This is the reference voltage of and the each comparator. So now the other pin is the input of that comparator. This is the lower comparator input is the trigger input. The upper comparator, another input is the this capacitor voltage, based on this capacitor voltage. So initially both the comparator is in the 0. So 0, consider this both are in 0. So that flip-flop, both the inputs are 0 means, so it's remains the previous state, or there is no change in the output. So it remains the previous state. So previous state means, so Q becomes 0 and Q bar becomes 1. So Q bar becomes 1 means, so here high is available, and that high is given to the power amplifier. So the power amplifier inverted the output. So we can get the low in the output of the timer IC. Okay, now the supply is applied. So what will happen? Then the input trigger is applied here. So initially the trigger input voltage is greater than the 1/3 VCC. That means the comparator input voltage is less than the this 1/3 volt VCC. If the lower comparator input is less than 1/3 VCC, the comparator the input is less than the Vin is less than the reference voltage, the output, the lower comparator output becomes 1. So the lower comparator output becomes 1. That is, though this logic comparator produce the logic 1. So now the control flip-flop is going to S input becomes 1. That is set state. Here the R is 0. If the set state is 1, the Q becomes 1, Q bar becomes 0. Now Q bar becomes 0. So that means low. The low, so now here is available the low. If the output is low and through this power amplifier, so we can get high, because this is the inverted power amplifier. So we can get here inverted output. Okay, if here, so I am getting low. If low means very minimum voltage, so the base of the transistor, it won't get sufficient voltage to on. So that's why now the transistor becomes off. Now the Q1 becomes off, and the if the transistor is off, the capacitor start charging through this R resistor. So it start charging, keep on charging. The voltage is going to vary. So here also initially when the non-inverting input of the upper comparator voltage is less than the 2/3 VCC, so the output is logic 0. When the inverting input, when the upper comparator input is exceed the 2/3 VCC, so this upper comparator produce the logic 1. Got it? So this is the, so when you exceed the input is greater than the 2/3 VCC, this upper comparator becomes logic 1. So the R becomes, R input of the control flip-flop becomes 1. So now the here Q bar becomes 1, Q becomes 0. Okay. Now 1 means here this is the high. So if get high, if we get high here, the transistors get the sufficient voltage to function. So that now the discharge transistor Q1 becomes on. So if the transistor becomes on, what will happen? This capacitor is short circuited to ground. See here. So likewise, here is short circuited. So this capacitor becomes short circuited. So suddenly discharge, immediately discharge to 0. So again the same. So whenever we are applying the input trigger, so it is going to produce the pulse width. So this is called stable state and this is called unstable state or quasi-stable state. So the monostable circuit always it remains the stable state. So whenever we are applying the pulse negative triggering pulse apply into the input pin of the trigger input pin of the 2, the output goes to stable state to unstable state, and the based on the RNC, that is this is R1 C1 value, this is the timing components. So based on the timing components, that duration it remains unstable state. After that it automatically come back to its stable state. Got it? So it always remains in the stable state without any giving the trigger input. Whenever we are applying the input trigger, so then only it goes to unstable state and then come back to its stable state, which is called, this is called permanent state or this is called temporary state. So whatever we can use. Okay. So this is the to find out the pulse width of the output. So T equal to 1.1 R and C components. This is R1, C1 is nothing but these components. So based on this timing components only, this pulse width timing is going to determined. Excuse me. So say now see the sorry. Okay. So the timing the pulse width derivation. So generally we can derive from the capacitor voltage. So capacitor voltage Vc is equal V of 1 minus e power minus t by Rc. That is RCR. That is in the timing components, resistance and capacitors. So if the capacitor voltage is, so how much, what is the maximum voltage of the capacitor? 2 by 3. So Vc is equal 2 by 3 VCC. So now then, so we can write this 2 by 3 VCC equal, so V is nothing but our VCC voltage, VCC of 1 minus e power minus t by RC. And then we can simplify this. So this becomes here. So the VCC get cancelled and 2 by 3 VCC, when this comes here, 1 minus, so that is minus 1, and so then finally it becomes like this, minus t by RC equal to minus 1.0986. So we need to find out the t only. So we keep it here t, and so RC components becomes after the equal. So the t is approximately 1.1 RC. So this is the pulse width of the monostable timer output. So using this monostable mode operation, some of the applications is available. The frequency divider, pulse width modulation, ramp generator. So frequency divider can be used to divide the frequency, and then the pulse width modulation. So the width is going to change, the ramp generator, and also so we move on to next mode of operation, astable mode operation. So astable mode operation. So see, this is the actual circuit of the astable mode operation. So here two resistors are used in the astable mode operation. So it is also called as the free running oscillator. Here no need to any trigger input. So it is a re-trigger circuit. So automatically trigger the circuit. So here no need to provide any external triggering signal of this mode of operations. So this is the, see, the external components apart from this in the internal circuit diagram. So this is RA, RB and C. They're based on this R and C components only. Is the output, the timing will be vary, on and off timing will be going to vary. Okay, let's we see in the internal diagram for the operation. See, this is the internal diagram. The same circuit is connected here, the same thing. So RA, RB and C. So this is for understanding purpose only with the internal diagram. Okay, now the supply is on. So what will happen? Initially, this lower comparator input is less than the 1/3 VCC. So if the 1/3 VCC, the input is less than 1/3 VCC, this is the reference voltage and this is the input of. So Vin is less than V reference now. So what is the comparator output? So this is 1. So this upper, this lower comparator produces the output 1. So lower comparator produces the output 1. So here also in this at the time, so here also having the less than 2/3 VCC voltage. So upper comparator output becomes 0 now. So what is the control flip-flop input? So S becomes 1, R becomes 0. Now the flip-flop is in set state. So set states means, so Q becomes 1, Q bar becomes 0. So now 0 means low. So low, here low is available, and that low is going to inverted through the inverted power amplifier. So now we can get the high in the output. So if here low means, what will happen? This discharge transistor, so this base won't get the sufficient voltage to conduct. So now it is in off state. Q1 in off state. So if it is off state, this capacitor start charging. This capacitor start charging through this RA, RB. So it start charging through RA, RB. So now the voltage is going to increase. So when this input is reached greater than 1/3 VCC, then this lower comparator becomes 0, and so keep on increasing. So here this comparator, when it reaches the or when it exceeds the 2 by 3 VCC, so now the upper comparator becomes 1. So now this upper comparator becomes 1, the lower comparator is 0. That means here the control flip-flop is reset state. That is R is 1, S is 0. That means the here Q becomes 0 and Q bar is now 1. That is high. High means the base get the sufficient voltage, and here the output is inverted high to low, and this base transistor get the sufficient voltage and start conducting. So if starts conducting, what will happen? So this point is grounded. So this transistor is going to acting as a like switch. So it becomes closed, that is grounded. That means this capacitor start discharging through this path. RB, ayyo. Excuse me, what happened? Okay, so it's start discharging. So if start discharging means through this path RB. So whenever charging through the RA plus RB and discharging path is RB. So if start discharging, this here the voltage is going to reduce based on this. The upper comparator and the lower comparator is going to change its state. Hello. So it is going to change its state. So similarly, send the low, high, without any giving triggering input. So automatically change the high to low, low to high. That is stable. They here in this stable mode operation, there is no stable state. Both are quasi stable state. That is both are unstable state. Okay, see, this is the capacitor charging and discharging. So whenever the output is high, the capacitor during that period, the capacitor is charging. During charging period, the output is on. During the discharge period, the output is off. This is called T high, T low, or T on, T off. So this is the expression for the timing T on, T off. So we are running out of time. So see, is that from the capacitor voltage VC is equal to VCC of 1 minus e power minus t by RC, and so from this we can get the charging time, that is TC is nothing but charging time 1.09 RC, and then so we can get the discharge time. So that is from 0 to 1 by 3 VCC, that is the discharge time. So we can get the 0.405 RC. So if you want to find out the pulse width, so pulse width is nothing but the T on, the on duration. This is called the width of the waveform, the pulse width, which is called, this is the pulse width, on period is the pulse width. So T on is equal, so discharge charge timing minus discharge time. So we can get the 0.693 RC. So T on equal or pulse width equal 0.69 RA plus RB into C. And then T of that is path 69. This is the charging path RA plus RB and C. And this and during the discharge period, so it can through the RB only discharge. So we can take it as only R is equal. So RB only. Here no need to include the RA resistance during the discharge period. So total time period, so 0.69 RA plus 2 RB into C. This is the time period to calculate the ASW mode operation. So okay, so we are not able to cover the applications. So let's we see next class.